Here's a great drill that you need to periodically introduce into your bag work, into even shadow boxing, and into pad work. So the way this works is you have 1 minute. Within that 1 minute, you're going to break that 1 minute into a very short, high intensity, all out bag work, shadow work, or pad work. And it's you're going to take and you're going to do this in 10 to 15 seconds. And then for the rest of that minute, for 50 to 45 seconds, you're going to rest. And you're just going to move around, catch your breath. And you're going to do this for 10 to 20 rounds. So 10 minutes to 15 minutes to 20 minutes. And you're going to repeat this every single minute. All right, so it's going to start off easy because you're going to be very fresh. But as you increase each individual minute and you go at high pace for 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, then you're going to rest for those the rest of the minute. You're going to get more and more tired towards the 10-minute mark, 15, and so on. It's going to be exhausting. A very important keys to when you do this drill. For the 10 to 15 second high intensity, you want to pretty much go on the bag for as hard and as fast and as powerful as you can, while maintaining good technique. You don't want to be wild, but you want to be controlled. So within that 10-15 second mark, when you explode and you go hard in the bag, imagine as if the entire fight, all you had is 10 to 15 seconds to finish a fight. And after that, it's over. So that's how you treat those 10 to 15 seconds. That's all you get. It's a street fight. It's 10 seconds left to a fight in the cage, in a ring, and you just have to finish the fight within that amount of time. And you treat that every single time, every single minute, as if that's all you have. But do not be wild. Don't go in the bag and start wailing with bad technique and just trying to exhaust yourself. You need to be extremely controlled, but at the same time, very aggressive and very intense, very high pace. 80 to 90% speed, power, and just wailing in the bag. But throw combinations, set up your shots, you do everything how you're supposed to do, but train it at a very intense high pace. And then for the rest of the minute, you walk around, your arm on top of your head, catch your breath in your nose, out your mouth, and then when that minute hits and your second minute comes on, 10-15 seconds, hard, non-stop, all out, then rest again. Another level to this is if you are conditioned enough and you want to push it, kind of like the next step up, is after you do 10 to 15 seconds of all out, you have 45 to 50 seconds of rest. So instead of just resting by walking around, you can do active rest when you continue to hit the bag or shadow box, but at a much lower pace. Basically just maintaining, flowing, touching, they're just kind of putting your jab out, moving around, but recovering during those 45-50 seconds. And when another minute hits, then you go all out, 80 to 90% all out speed and power, and then go back to active rest. So basically you could make this into extremely difficult scenario where you are constantly hitting the back, constantly going, but you're alternating between 10-15 seconds at 80+%, and then going back to about 20, 30, 40% of just recovering, but you are still moving and hitting the bag. You can stick with only punching, but also you can introduce kicks, you can introduce elbows, make sure you move around the bag. Again, treat this as a fight round, as an intense 10-15 second fight round, and that's all you have. So you can start off with a few rounds of just nothing but punching, and then begin to introduce the full range of distance, in and out, uppercuts, hugging, maybe even shoulder bumps. Introduce elbows, knees, distance back into punching and kicking. So the full range of all your weapons need to be introduced into this drill. And you do this for 10, 15 to 20 rounds, and this will train you. This will train your anaerobic cardio. It will train you to be very focused, very intense, very aggressive, while keeping yourself controlled and not being too wild. So, great drill to introduce. It's one of the best drills to kind of get your cardio up and to kind of get that very aggressive, violent intent, but being very deliberate with your strikes, with your shots, without being too wild. So great drill to introduce periodically into your training. Do this on the bag. Do this in shadow boxing, do this on the pads if you can have somebody hold the pads for you. But doing this on the bag is going to exhaust you and is going to develop that aggressive, high intense quality, that high intense pace that you need to develop for fighting.